Hello, good afternoon everyone and welcome to Noontime Kapehan brought to you by Decaf Coffee Republic. Our coaching hub is the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines. And Noontime Kapehan is our daily coaching conversation, reliving the Kapehan Night by Master Coach A, where she talks about life, love, relationship, money, career, and anything under the sun. And Kapehan Night is used to come in live on floor at Decaf Coffee Republic and via Facebook here in Decaf Coffee Republic Facebook page every Tuesday night until the pandemic happened. But we are bringing to you in Noontime Kapehan for a season only. So while Brewing Live is taking a quarter break, so let me also take this moment to thank and honor my fellow coaches and entrepreneurs who served for 7 long months and filled the digital space with stuff with matters from September 2020 to March 2021. So, but watch out for the return of the Brewing Live this coming July 2021 as my fellow coaches and me will come back again for another season of Brewing Live. But while they are taking on a break, they are on a season break. We are bringing into you Noontime Kapehan. So, moving on for today's episode, I will be sharing with you fear proof on how to live boldly and courageously. So especially in this time of uncertainty, in this time of uncertainty, in this time of pandemic, we truly need to understand and know how can we live boldly and courageously and to become fearful, 'di ba? Kasi madaming talaga tayong mga inaalala sa mga buhay natin, 'di ba? Especially in this time of period. So, join me this afternoon. So, please do tag your friends, share this video link and invite others as well to join us in our conversation. So, if you are watching this on a replay, comment hashtag replay and do send us a message if you wish to connect with us. So this afternoon, I can see here right now, si Lady Jen, thank you for joining. Coach Mao, thank you for joining me this afternoon. So please do tag your friends right now and share this video, share this to your timeline, share this to your Facebook page. And also, we also encourage you to, if there's anything that resonates with you, okay, so please share your hashtag pack my bag moment as well. So yung mga aha moments, you can share it also in your timeline. And also the YouTube link where you can find the replay of all the episodes of Noontime Kapehan from April 1 to up to this day, April 17. So you can find it in Coach A. Okay, so this is available, okay, in the caption of this video, the YouTube link. So please do follow and subscribe to the channel so you will be notified of the future videos to stuff your digital space with valuable content. So once again, I am Master Coach Hasmin from Life Coach Philippines, professional life and mental health coach, and I am also a master builder apprentice of Master Coach A, and we build a tribe as we help your unstoppable dream come true. And I'm coming here in live at San Mateo Rizal at the comfort of our home. So welcome to episode 17. So I know some of you are eating your lunch right now, and after eating lunch, so grab some coffee and let's have a noontime Kapehan talk to this afternoon. So I encourage you again to share this link, to share your aha moments, okay? Be a blessing to someone this afternoon, okay? So click that link, tag one person right now in the chat box. Okay, be a blessing. Give yourself the permission to become a blessing to one person today by tagging them right now in the chat box to join you in watching how to overcome, or how to overcome that fear, how to have a fear-proof life and live courageously and boldly. So I encourage you to become courageous today. Tag in there your friend and share a hashtag pack my bag moment after this talk this afternoon. So thank you for joining me, Coach Juan. Hello, Christopher Rosario. Thank you for joining. And si Leonard from Benguet, you can also type in the chat box, where are you watching from? So if you are watching from any part of the Philippines, any part of Metro Manila, put it in the chat box. Or if you are watching outside the Philippines, you can put it also in the chat box. So as we begin, okay, we are going to talk about fear-proof, okay, fear fruit, how to live boldly and courageously, especially in this time of pandemic, in this time of uncertainty. There's a lot of things that is going on in the world right now. A lot of businesses that is closing, and if we see things, it's just really getting uncertain and uncertain as days goes by. And there's also has been a lot of unemployment. We can see that it's really happening right now. So ang dami, 'di ba? Madaming bagay na pwedeng katakutan natin lahat, 'di ba? But how do we live boldly and courageously, especially this time of the season, especially in this time of season if in your life. So I don't know what you are going through right now. I don't know what is your situation right now, but I believe that you are able to resonate with me. So how do we live a fearful life, and how do we live a bold and courageous life? Because we all want to make an impact. We all want to become a blessing to other people as well, diba? So how do we live that kind of life? So help me this afternoon to answer this question. So if you are able to resonate with our topic for this afternoon, what can you write in the chat box if you hear this phrase? If you were not afraid, okay, if you are not so afraid, if you are not so fearful, I would blank. How do you answer this question? What would you put in this phrase? So if you are not so afraid, I would, di ba? Ano sana ang ginagawa mo ngayon if you have no fear? Ano sana ang meron ka ngayon pag wala kang fear? So type it in the chat box right now. So this is the first step of living a bold and courageous life, expressing yourself. Okay? So imagine yourself right now kung anong klaseng buhay meron ka, ano yung meron kang hawak ngayon if you are living a fearful or a fearless life right now. So type it in. Type it in right now in the chat box. So hello, Coach Nino. Hello, Coach Nor. So I will just greet some of you who are already here watching right now. So while you are thinking, if you are not so afraid, I would blank. Okay, so thank you, Coach Nilo, for joining. So invite others, okay, as well to join us to our topic, fear-proof. Tama yan, Coach Colleen, di ba? So kailangan natin ng fear-proof life. So if you are not so afraid, ano yung meron ka sana ngayon? If you are not so afraid, anong life meron ka ngayon, 'di ba? So type it in the chat box, type it in the comments, okay? Sabi ni Lady Jen, if she is not so afraid, I would be a life coach. Definitely. Thank you for sharing that, Lady Jen. So yes, you will become one, 'di ba? So now that you have declared that, so stay tuned, okay? How will you live boldly and courageously so that you would have that kind of life, so that you will become a life coach, okay? Coach Nilo, sabi niya, I would commit more to my passion. Tama, 'di ba? So if fear is taken out of our equation sa buhay natin, okay, Coach Nilo would commit more. Okay, commit more to my passion. Nagko-commit naman siya pero gusto niya pa ng mas more passion, mas more commitment. Thank you for sharing that. So keep it coming right now. How does your life look like? Ano yung meron ka sana ngayon? Anong klaseng buhay meron ka ngayon if fear is not present in your life right now? So type it in the chat box, okay? So fear has been defined as, okay, so as false evidence appearing real. Okay, so FEAR, that is the spelling of fear, and it has an acronym, diba? So it can be a false evidence. F stands for false, E evidence, A appearing real, diba? False evidence, meaning hindi siya totoo, but it appears so real to you, diba? So that is a fear. It can also be defined as forget everything and run, diba? Fear pa din yun. F, forget, E, everything, A, and R, run. So forget everything and run. So does this sound familiar to you? Okay? So familiar ba sa'yo to? Ang definition ng fear. False evidence, appearing real, hindi naman totoo, pero mukhang totoong-totoo siya para sa'yo. Or, ito ba ang definition ng fear sa'yo? Forget everything and run. And many times in our life that we have been fearful, di ba? Maraming beses sa buhay natin natakot tayo. We fear of the things which are false, naman, hindi naman siya totoo, but we make it so real in our thoughts na kahit hindi naman siya totoo, parang totoong totoo na nangyayari sa buhay natin. Or we choose to run and forget about everything in our life. We forget about our dreams, kinakalimutan natin na yung mga pangarap natin, yung mga gusto natin sa buhay, simply because we are fearful, simply because we do not want to really fail. We are fearful of committing mistake. We are fearful of having, of being judged by other people. So are you connecting with the definition of fear? So yan, you can type it in the chat box. The definition of fear, okay, is it false evidence appearing real? Diyan ka ba nagko-connect or forget everything and run? So where do you connect in the definition of fear right now? Okay, so type it in the chat box, okay? Kung saang definition ka ng fear nag-connect. Okay, sabi ni Coach Colleen, if I don't have that fear, I would be a life coach who already helped 1,000,000 individuals in my mission. And si Coach Nord, sabi niya, I would be exerting more effort and energy to be more. Sabi ni Coach Nord. Tama, okay. So, type in the chat box, where do you resonate with the definition of fear? False evidence, appearing real, or forget everything in your life and try. Diba? So many times, we give up our dreams kasi natakot ka na baka hindi mo siya kaya. Diba? You did not take that risk to take in that business because you are fearful you might fail. Tama ba? Can you resonate with this one? And for all the singles right now who are watching, okay, you did not win the heart ng tinatangi mo na tao because you are fearful that you might be rejected. Tama ba? Minsan ba nararamdaman yon ng mga single men out there that hindi nila naliligawan, di ba? Hindi nila nasi-express yung kanilang nararamdaman sa pinamahal nila because they are fearful that they might be rejected. And if you are a female, hindi mo siya sinagot kasi natakot ka rin. So many things that fear affects our life. So many things that fear creates things in our life that we regret most often, 'di ba, sa buhay natin. Okay? So, what are the people fearful of? Ano ba yung mga kinakatakutan kadalasan ng mga tao? Okay, you can type it in the chat box right now. What do you think, okay, are the people fearful of? So type it in the chat box. In America, okay, there was a survey conducted in 2018 among Americans' top 10 fears in 2020, which was conducted by Chapman University Survey of American Fears. Sabi nila, among the top 10, the first one is the corrupt government officials. Ito ay 73 or 74% of people in America said that they are fearful of the corrupt government officials. And probably here also in the Philippines, number one din yan, di ba? Second fear ng mga Americans is the pollution of oceans, rivers, and lakes, followed by pollution of drinking water, followed by not having enough money for the future. Okay, people I love become seriously ill, people I love dying, air pollution, extinction of plant and animal species, global warming and climate change, and high medical bills. So these are the top 10 fears of the Americans in 2018 when it was conducted. Okay, so how about you? What do you know about fear? What do you know that most people are fearful of? So you can type it in the chat box. Sabi ni Coach Nilo, it is uncertainty. Tama, di ba? In this time, in this season, most people are so afraid of uncertainty. What will happen tomorrow? What will happen next month? What will happen in the next few 3 months, in quarter 2, in quarter 3, in quarter 4, diba? So there's so many things that we are fearful of. So, and the bad news is, at some point in our life, we have allowed fear taken the best things in our life. Are you able to connect with it? So, put in the chat box, hashtag relate, di ba? Ilang beses sa buhay mo that you have allowed your fear to take the best things in your life, okay? So, fear has caused a lot of problems already, okay? Multitude of problems in any and many individuals. It usually shows up when you have that fear. It usually shows up with as procrastination, di ba? You procrastinate in making decision because you are fearful of committing a mistake. You delay making decision. You delay taking action because of fear. Kasi ayaw mo magkamali. Kasi ayaw mo na gumawa ng isang bagay na pagsisisihan mo because of fear, di ba? So, it shows up, okay? Fear shows up as procrastination. Or often, we call it here, we call it also as creative avoidance. We try to avoid things, we try to avoid opportunities, we try to avoid the things na kailangan natin gawin at dapat natin ginagawa because we fear that we will fail. We fear that we will commit mistakes, right? So that is the first thing on how fear take the best things in our life. Okay? Next thing that fear can do, okay? That fear can create problem in your life. It blocks your creativity. Okay? So how many times in your life that you do not want to show your work of art? You do not want to show yung mga creations mo, yung contents mo, yung mga ginagawa mo, di ba? You do not want to show it because you feel that they might reject your idea. How many times that yung idea mo, tinago mo na lang sa sarili mo because ay baka ma-reject nila, baka mali, di ba? So fear blocks your creativity. So if you are able to relate with this one, put in the comment hashtag relate kung nakaka-relate ka dito. Okay? So hello Coach Glacy. Thank you for joining and thank you for joining Coach Beverly. See you later. Okay? So after this talk in our class CACC. Okay? So sinong nakaka-relate na ang fear niya nakaka-block siya ng creativity niya. Another thing that fear can give you a problem is poor self-esteem. So that is also another thing na nagbablock sa'yo to become the best person that you are called to be. It blocks or you have that poor self-esteem because you doubt yourself, okay? Because you fear of what other will people say, di ba? Ano na lang yung sasabihin nila. If you often think about what other people will say, eventually, you will doubt yourself as well. You will have that poor self-esteem. And yan yung nagagawa ng fear na problem sa buhay natin. Diba? So, if you are this person, if you are also able to relate this one, so put in the comment section, hashtag relate. Again, fear to be criticized, sabi nga ni Leonard, diba? Kaya ayaw natin ayaw nating express yung ideas natin, ayaw nating sabihin yung ilabas yung mga creativity natin, diba? Because of that fear to be criticized, di ba? What else? Okay, what else? Okay, so lack of clarity. When you are fearful, you lack clarity. And sometimes, and oftentimes, I believe that this even show in our physical illnesses, di ba? Because of fear, parati kang takot, parati kang kinakabahan, definitely you will eventually, your heart will not be able to take it. Okay, so one day you have a cardiac disease already, di ba? Meron ka ng mga sakit, mga symptoms of cardiac diseases. So there's so many things that fear really create a problem in our life. So that's why we must live a fear-proof life. We must live boldly and courageously. So these are only the few items na kung papaano that I am sharing with you that fear is affecting our life. Okay, so and there are so many types of fear as well. Okay, fear of being rejected, fear of what you would tell yourself or anyone, okay, kapag ni-reject mo yung mga request nila. Are you this one? Fear of hurting the feelings of other people. Do you have it? Do you fear of rocking the boat or upsetting the status quo? Ay, hindi na lang ako magsasalita. Ay, hindi na lang ako mag-speak up kasi baka magulo pa. Okay? Yung magulo pa yung mga pangyayari. Fear that you have nothing worth saying, and fear of sparking a conflict, and so many things. There are so many things that we are fearful of, and I know that you are able to resonate with this one. If there's anything, any fear pa that is not included in the list in what I have told you, you can type it as well in the chat box. Will Rogers once said that even if you are in the right track, you will not get over if you just sit there. So to succeed, we must be 110% prepared to release fear and reach for that success. Okay? So kahit maganda na yung environment mo, kahit maganda yung ecology mo, even if you are in the right track, even if you have all the resources that you needed to get to be successful, to achieve that dream, you will not get over it if you just sit. Okay? So one thing that we need to release is that fear in order for us to release that success. And he requires not only 100% nga eh. Sabi niya dito sa quote ni Will Rogers, you must be 110% prepared to release that fear and reach that success. So are you ready to reach for that success? Are you ready this afternoon to release that fear in order for you to have that life that you deserve? That time to live boldly and courageously. So how do we go? Are we going to do this? We must overcome the fear. Okay? So being fearless, okay, I just want to make it clear right now, di ba? Kasi fear is also an emotion. But it doesn't mean that when you are fearless or when you are fearful, wala ka ng fear. Being fearless or being fearful means facing the things in your life that scares you in spite of that nervousness, in spite of that heartbeat, di ba? Yung mabilis na pagtibok ng puso mo, yung pagpapawis ng lahat ng bahagi ng katawan mo, di ba? So that is being fearful. That is being fearless. Facing them. Okay, facing the things that challenges you. Facing the things that you are fearful of no matter what happens. So being fearless is realizing that what you want in your life is more important than any fear that you have right now. Mas importante para sa iyo yung dream mo, mas importante sa iyo yung goal mo kaysa yung fears that you have right now. That is being fearless. That is being fearful. So I will be sharing to you 4 tips, okay, this afternoon on how you will be able to live boldly and courageously. So, sabi ni Coach Mao, ready na siya to release the fear and reach for success. Si Coach Glacy, ready na din siya. So, put in the chat box, sabihin mo, you are ready. You are ready to let go of that fear and reach for that success. So, the first tip right now is own your fear. You have to own your fear. According to psychologist Carl Jung, sabi niya dito, what you resist not only persist, but it will grow in size. So, pagka niresist mo pala yung isang bagay, mas lalo siyang lumalaki. And that has been a study that has been conducted by psychologist Carl Jung. Diba? Sabi niya, same with fear. We have to own our fear. We have to acknowledge that we have that fear, okay? We have that fear right now, but do not resist it. Okay? Because the moment that you resist it, mas lalo lang siyang lalaki, it expands more. So fearlessness comes from embracing your vulnerability and not by avoiding it. So that is the first step. Acknowledge that you are fearful. Okay, I am fearful. Okay, I fear that I will be rejected. I fear that. So i-acknowledge mo siya. Okay, so that is the first thing that you need to do. We are not perfect, right? So we can be vulnerable. Give yourself the permission to be vulnerable by acknowledging that you have that fear, own that fear, and not avoid it. So is it now time for you to stop running and face your imaginary mountain? So what is it that you are fearful of? Okay, own it. Okay, own that fear so that you can proceed to the next step. After owning that fear is you need to reshape your fear. Yan. So, kailangan mo siyang i-reshape ngayon this time. So, now that you are able to acknowledge it, now that you are able to recognize it, you need to reshape that fear. Diba? So, because sometimes, alam nyo, minsan we are so smart. How many of you believe here that you are a smart person? Sabi mo sa chat box, I am smart. Diba? So, I am smart. So, we are so smart that sometimes being smart can be a problem. Why? Because we can have that what we call yung habitual catastrophizer. Okay? That we are always assuming that the worst thing will happen. Sometimes that's the problem of being so smart because you always assume that the worst thing will happen. Sometimes, because we are so smart, we always think of ahead. Example, okay? Hindi mo pa nga nakakausap yung tao, pero sa isip mo, galit na siya kaagad. 'Di ba? So, sometimes we are like that. Nauuna tayo sa sitwasyon. Okay? So, sometimes hindi mo pa nga na-offer kung ano man yung gusto mong i-offer. For example, you're an entrepreneur and you have something to offer to someone, di mo pa nga siya na-offer, di ba? Pero sa isip mo kaagad, tumanggi na siya. Tinanggihan na niya yung offer mo. Tinanggihan na niya yung idea mo. So, how many of you can relate to this one? Di ba? So, sometimes we are like that, di ba? So, we are so like that we get ahead, di ba? Naiisip na kaagad natin parate yung worst thing that can happen, di ba? So we conclude, sabi nga ni Coach Marife, we conclude, we judge immediately. And who is the person that we judge immediately? Minsan yung sarili natin, di ba? Minsan o kaya yung desisyon ng ibang tao, pinangungunahan na natin. We haven't even tried it yet, pero pinangunahan na natin. Meron na tayong conclusion agad, di ba? Hindi pa natin nagagawa, tama Coach Glacy, pero may sagot na tayo agad, di ba? Agad-agad. So that's why we miss a lot of opportunity. So that's why we lose so many things in our life. So advanced thinking, sabi ni Lady Jen at sabi ni Coach Vebs is #relate, diba? So that really happens. So we need to reshape that fear. So how do we reshape that fear? How do we do that? Is have an active imagination. So instead of thinking, okay, the worst thing that can happen, you can think of what is the best thing that can happen. So that's how you reshape your fear. Think of what is the best thing that can happen, okay, if I do this. What is the best thing that can happen if I speak up? What is the best thing that can happen if only I will take action? So that's how you reshape your fear. So tanggalin natin yung default natin that often we think that what is the worst thing that can happen, di ba? So by replacing it, by reshaping it to what's the best thing that can happen if I do this. Explore that scenario in your thoughts. Explore that scenario in your mind. And number three tip on how you will overcome your fear for you to become fearless or fearful, take a risk. Okay? This is now the time that you need to take that risk. So be bold and courageously and be courageous. I know that you are thinking, paano ba maging bold? How will I live boldly and courageously? Take that risk. Okay? So whenever you are in a situation, okay, think about is, okay, sabi ko kanina, what is the best thing that can happen? Diba? And what is the worst thing naman? Dito pwede mong isipin dito yung worst thing. Ang worst thing na pwede mong isipin when you are contemplating if you are going to take that risk is pag hindi ako nag-take ng risk, what is the worst thing that can happen if I do not take that risk? Okay? So think about that thing. So what will happen? The best thing that happen if I take that risk, and what is the worst thing that can happen if I do not take that risk? Okay, so take that risk. Yes, coach. Okay, tama ka, Coach Phoebe. So take that risk because playing it safe will not help you reach your goals in your life. Playing it safe will not make you a master builder. Yan. So para sa mga kasama ko sa MBA, playing it safe will not make you reach your dreams in life. Playing it safe will not have that kind of relationship in your family that you desire. Playing it safe will not get that house for you, okay? Playing it safe will not get that bank account that you want to see, in that money that you want to see in your bank. And playing it safe will not get you that promotion. Playing it safe will not get you of that dream business and that destination in life that you want them to achieve. So take that risk. Well, when people are asked what is the thing that they most regret of in their life, many people in their deathbed would say, it's the risk that I never took. So don't be that person. Don't be that person that one day in your deathbed, when you were asked what is the most regretful thing that you did in your life, and you will say, I regret that I did not took that risk. Okay, so do not be that person. So take that risk, be bold, and live courageously. So playing it safe, sabi ni Coach Glacy, will stuck you. Yeah, tama, di ba? So kung nagtataka ka sa buhay mo ngayon, why you are so stuck in that cycle of life, paulit-ulit lang yung nangyayari sa buhay mo, then it's about time to ask yourself, what am I doing? What is it that I am not doing in my life? Maybe it's about time for you to take that risk and think about what is the best thing that can happen if you took that risk. Okay, so that is number 3. And number 4 is to build your courage muscle. Usapang muscle tayo ngayon, di ba? So build that courage muscle. So because courage is like a muscle, okay? So it's like a muscle that you need to develop. Hindi naman siya, nandyan na siya kaagad, di ba? Being bold and being courageous, it doesn't mean that it's automatically that today after this talk, after listening to this talk, bold ka na kaagad and courageous ka na. Di ba? You need to develop that courage muscle. So developing a courage muscle is like building a muscle. It is slow and consistent. Kailangan dahan-dahan lang. Hindi talaga siya mabilisan, but you need also to be consistent. So start showing up, start slow, practice the form of being bold. So, di ba? Sometimes it also, you need to act like one. You need to act courageously. You need to act boldly, okay? Until such time, okay, that you also feel it inside. Like sharing your thoughts dito sa chat box right now, that is being bold. That is being courageous, that you want to leave a digital footprint right now so that people will be able to read your idea. So build your courage muscle slowly and consistently by starting to show up, okay, by starting to really act on the things, okay, that you are fearful of and facing them. Diba? Pag ginawa mo yan repeatedly, every day, you face your fears, every day, you act boldly and courageously. Pag inulit mo siya ng inulit, one day, you are that person already. So your fearless muscles will be at sore first. Di ba? Pag nag-exercise ka, medyo masakit yan sa simula. But once, okay, but once you are able to develop that small stuff of doing courageous things, or parang pag nag-exercise ka, di ba? Eventually, you will notice that the bigger challenge, it gets easier to you as well. Okay, so that is tip number 4. So these are the 4 things that you need in order for you to live a bold and courageous life. Own your fear, reshape your fear, take risk, and build your courage muscle. So hindi mo naman kailangan umakyat ng Mount Everest o umakyat ng mataas na bundok in order for you to conquer your fear of heights. But facing your fears head on is the sure way of overcoming what is holding you back. You cannot win in life if you will not face your fear. Fear will always be there. Challenging things will always be there. But what we need to do is to face that fear and do not run away from it. Diba? Yung definition natin kanina, fear, okay? Fear is running away from it or having that false evidence that it looks like it. So face your fear because you will have to face it anyway, di ba? So face it right now. Do not delay, do not procrastinate. Face your fear right now and do something about it. Start reshaping it. If there's a need to take action, take that risk and develop that courage muscle every day so that challenges will get easier and easier and easier for you to face. And there are a lot of things in our life that is not within our control. Sometimes good things will happen in our life and bad things can also happen to our life. But 2 critical things that we need to control over, okay? Situation, we cannot control that. But 2 things that we can control. It is our mindset and our response to the circumstances. So what mindset will you be carrying when you are faced with setbacks? What mindset will you be carrying when you are faced with challenges in your life? Okay? And how would you respond to these circumstances? Tama po, Coach Marife, di ba? Facing your fear is the start of overcoming. Yung dating mahirap, sabi ni Coach Glacy, warm up na lang yun, di ba? So once you are able to really exercise that courage muscle, yung dating mahirap, magiging madali na lang sa'yo. So you know what? In my life, I've learned that taking risk, okay, have convinced me that success Okay, successful control of our mind gives us the best chance of winning the battle. So if you want to learn to win more battles in your life, you have to really control your mind. As Master Coach A always teach us, di ba? The battlefield is always in our mind. So if you want to win more battle in your mind, control your mind. Okay, control that mind. Okay, control that mindset and start living boldly and courageous. Respond. Okay, respond boldly and courageously. So a question that I would be leaving to you this afternoon is, think of a fear right now that you are facing. Is there anything that you are avoiding right now? Is there an action or is there a decision that you need to take right now that you are trying to avoid? Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you decided to face that fear head on? What would it feel like if you showed courage? Even a little bit of courage, di ba? Hindi naman level 10 na courage. Kahit konting courage lang right now. What is it that you are trying to avoid? What is it that you are fearful right now? How does it look like if you showed up with courage? Kahit konting courage lang. Okay, so that is the thing that I want to leave to you this afternoon. Think of it, reflect on it right now, okay? So, anong itsura ng buhay natin? If we take a little bit of courage to the things that we are avoiding right now. The courage to take risk, okay, is the courage to be yourself and the courage to love others, but most importantly, it is the courage to love yourself. So do not allow that fear once again to take the best things in your life. Do not allow that fear once again to take that beautiful relationship that you have been longing for, to take that best things in life, what you deserve, a life that you deserve, a life that your family deserve, right? So kung ano yung gusto mo talaga sa buhay na ma-achieve, do not allow that fear to really once again take it away from you. So today, give yourself the permission to live boldly and courageously. So remember, your dreams matter. What you want in your life really matter, and God wants to give that to you. Okay, but do not again let it be taken away from you by other people. Okay, you are fearful of what they will say. You are fear of what they are going to tell you. So do not allow that to be taken away from you, and do not bring those dreams, those visions, those talents in your life into your grave without giving it to the world. Okay, so what does it take to break through your fears and become fearless? I believe that you've got that within you, and the best medicine, okay, one thing that also that is the best medicine that can really make you bold and courageous and have that fear-proof life is to let your faith be bigger than your fear. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. So this is Master Coach Hasmin, and I am on a mission to live boldly and courageously because I want to help people figure out what is their next step in their life, and that includes this topic this afternoon. So if you want to have a conversation with me, so you can message me here in my Facebook page, Coach Hasmin, or you can message me in my Facebook account, Hasmin Miroy. So if you want to have that coaching conversation and you want to determine and figure out what is that next step level into your life, so please do connect with me, okay? And also, if you want to know more and hear more about life, okay, overcoming a lot of challenges in your life, I would like to invite you in my coaching community, Life's Labyrinth Coaching Community. So these are for individuals who are seeking to rebuild those broken pieces of their life into wholeness and seeking clarity for direction and purpose in their life. So in this group, in this community, I will be providing you with resources and techniques on how you can get out being stuck, okay, in the cycle of being lost and doing so many things, but you feel that there is more and more and more that you can do in your life. There is more that you are being called for to do in this world. So join me inside my tribe, Life's Labyrinth Coaching Community. And I will be waiting for you inside. And I'm excited to meet you, all of you, inside Life's Labyrinth Coaching Community. So once again, thank you for joining me. And today, as I close, I invite you tomorrow to come back, same time, same digital space for Master Coach Mix in his topic is stress zone from comfort to distress. So join him tomorrow, 12 noon here in Decaf Coffee Republic Facebook page and learn once again. Have a learning lunch. Have a learning lunch date with him and all of you out there. So thank you for joining me. Bye-bye. Love bam boom, love bam boom, love bam boom.